I am a father, coach, trainer, mentor, grateful husband and change maker who is passionate about addressing a few problems that are getting considerably worse year after year. This rant comes on the back of several meetings I have had in the last couple of days to sum up this wonderful country I live in called Great Britain in the year 2016. The world has more problems than can be mentioned in a single rant, and humans always think that the solution to many of these problems is simply to throw money at them in hope that they go away. I was staggered several years ago when I heard that over £10 million is spent every year in the UK on campaigns to highlight the problem of bullying. Campaigns that involve people walking through city centres with banners or creating powerful imagery to populate websites. Millions of pounds to create an awareness of the problems that most of us know exist just by looking through our windows. Seems crazy to me. The government recognise that the negative cost attached to bullying in the UK exceeds £2 billion, and we're just a tiny island. My mind struggles to compute the cost to the economies of much larger countries. As a father, I was incensed to find out that 1 in 5 young people experience bullying in schools in the UK. 16,000 kids stay off school every day due to bullying. 1 in 7 adults experience bullying in the workplace. There has been a 34% increase in reported sexual harassment incidents in the workplace in the last 2 years. 1 in 3 parents recognise they require additional support raising their children, and a survey of 20,000 parents indicated that a staggering 71% of them had or were experiencing serious behaviour problems with their children. Regardless of the geographic location of you around the UK or beyond, the rapid growth of the internet and social media sites in particular have accelerated the number of people experiencing the trauma of being bullied or subjected to physical or sexual abuse. Cyberbullying is just another toy human beings who are lacking something in their lives, called a personality, play with to destroy the lives of others. Every second somebody's personality is being dismantled piece by piece by the actions of a complete and utter idiot sitting in front of a keyboard. I have watched entire industries form and establish themselves around the hundreds of millions of people who fall victims to bullying and other safeguarding issues. I am a compassionate human being whose heart misses the beat every time I read or hear about climate change, hunger, poverty and terminal illness, and I contribute as much as a human being can to these very important issues. But the decline of human-to-human interaction and the rapid expansion of social issues including bullying, personal safety, safeguarding, poor parenting skills and violent crime have to be up there with the big issues that make headline news. The essential ingredients to make society tick and has enabled human beings to achieve all that they have in the past is being lost in a stench of greed and isolation, technology and a complete bunch of idiots that have the power both locally and nationally to run this country. Families are losing their ability to unite. Employees are wasting hours upon hours sucked into social media bubbles. Kids have lost their ability to socialise and identify with who they really are. Human behaviour has become isolated and stress levels have hit an all-time high. I am in constant battle with technology, as every day I'm having to educate people on how to draw a balance between their devices that serve to entertain them and their existence as human beings. Whilst I'm on this subject, what happened to sensible censorship? Some of you might remember a time when an 18 certificate meant you had to be 18. Now I go to the pictures and watch a PG or a certificate 12 and the content just seems way above what we used to watch when we were younger. Several years ago I embarked on a journey to create and deliver an educational preventative measures training solution to empower human beings of all ages with some of the core life skills I think and many of those around me think have lost in communities everywhere. I set up a charity to share my work with just over 13,000 young people, 9,000 parents, 162 community groups and 282 schools. This work made me realise I was fighting a war against one of humanity's greatest enemies, humans. I wear the skin of somebody several years older than I actually am. I have developed a new hair colour on what remains on my head. I have met some wonderful people on my journey, but unfortunately even they are being swept aside by the tidal wave of social change that is eroding communities. If we're going to stop the demise of human interactivity and the expansion of the many social issues that are destroying lives every day in communities across the world, we need to use technology to speak to its users in a way that addresses these fundamental problems. We need those influential people in our lives, such as musicians, singers, actors, to become change makers and not just attach themselves to topics that help promote themselves. I thought long and hard about how technology companies could become an educational platform to hundreds and hundreds of millions of people around the world who are under average intelligence and struggle to engage with any information unless it is spelled out in an A, B, C format. How they could use powerful, persuasive and hypnotic programs to provide the world with preventative measure solutions based around a core set of life skills. The Stay Safe app is just one step in the right direction and enables technology giants to become a responsible human development platform. I am fed up of meeting politicians who fill the air with inflated promises to fuel their rise to the top. So-called specialists who support the turning cogs of the industry that provide post-traumatic services to victims. Academics who spend their days finding new names to label people with. Business people who wear social investment sleeves providing the return is greater than the investment. Teachers who fail to realise that their fundamental job is to serve children. Parents who clearly are too stupid to make a responsible decision on behalf of their young, and celebrities who attach themselves to causes for personal gain. I am a father, a coach, a trainer, a mentor, a grateful husband and a change maker who loves being human and is very worried about his kids' future. Technology is wonderful, but I urge the giants within it to look at themselves and ask what role are they playing for the destruction of the human race. Go back to the basics. Be a vehicle to educate users on how to be better human beings by learning the core life skills that made us what we are. Change makers are people who do not need a title or status. They are passionate solution providers that exist in every community around the world. Becoming a change maker requires an emotional draw, so let me give you one. You are living in a world where humans are expanding at a rate that the planet is finding difficult to sustain. A world dominated by greed, power and money. A world so vast and yet so small, we are all trying to populate the same places. A world in which humans speak over 6,500 different languages, and a world in which millions of people struggle to find a grain of rice, whilst others dine on fine cuisine. You will soon be living in a world where humans have lost their ability to connect with each other, where segregation affects every neighbourhood, where social tension and anger will rise to unprecedented levels, and bullying and violent crime, it will knock on your door. The solution is to take a step backwards. Look at what we as a species are becoming and stand together to have one voice. A voice that demands a balance between technology and humanity. A voice that empowers our kids and generations to come with the skills to interact with each other positively so that some of the world's biggest problems can be solved.